All right, Tristan, that's 12 in a row. How's it feeling to be a Longhorn in that clubhouse right now?
It's a great feeling. To see all that hard work we put in the fall and the spring and what we continue to do and have the results back it up. It's a great feeling.
You have been incredibly efficient with your control this past month. What has been working for you on the mound? Is it as simple as just throwing strikes, or is there something else out there that's limiting those walks?
Um, for me, it's kind of staying even kill. It's more of a mindset more than just kind of how I feel. It's just, not to get too high or too low and not let one pitch or one at bat or one hit or anything affect me, and just take it one pitch at a time. And that's been working.
Go ahead, Dustin.
Tristan, it seems like the days of you kind of getting to that sixth inning and watching from the bench are gone. What's allowed you to just, like Danny said, become so much more efficient? It seems like you're out there in the seventh inning and you're barely breaking a sweat right now.
Yeah, it's a little bit has to do with just kind of getting my arm into shape. Even in the fall, like having me being a starter wasn't something that crossed my mind. It was just I kind of took advantage of the opportunity. But now it's just now that my arm's getting a little more into shape and kind of I'm getting used to the mindset and the mentality that it's taken. It's just going out there and repeating it.
How much has that mindset and mentality changed? When you're a guy that's kind of in that fireman role, you're kind of almost a two-pitch pitcher all the time and maybe almost a one-pitch pitcher. Now, a game like today, you're throwing the changeup, you're throwing the breaking ball, you're throwing the fastball with a lot of confidence. Did that take some time to get used to having, kind of conviction in all those pitches?
It was more so the fact that my role in the past, I didn't really need to use those pitches. And now that I've been given the opportunity to, it's kind of honestly given me confidence that I'm like, all right, now I can showcase what I know I can do and just going out there and doing it.
Jeff, go ahead.
Hey, Tristan, just a quick one for me. That mindset you talked about of just staying even keel, do you feel like that's kind of the situation now with the whole team? Like, is that something that's rubbed off on you, or are you trying to permeate that through the clubhouse? Because it seems like during this winning streak, you guys haven't gotten too high. Even when things have gone bad, y'all don't get too low. It seems like y'all are just kind of on an even plane right now.
Yeah. We know what we're capable of, and we're obviously seeing the results right now. But for us, it's kind of just enjoy the win today, but it's back to work tomorrow because who knows what tomorrow's game can bring. Like yesterday, it was an 18-0 blowout. Offense took over, and today it was more about pitching and defense and kind of just scrapping those runs. So we know that we can win in multiple ways, and we're confident in it, and we just go out there and we'll see what happens.
Danny, go ahead.
Tristan, going back to the mindset thing, has that always been your approach? Or I don't know if you're ever a wild child at all, like high school or growing up, but if you always just been kind of the even keel, in control kind of guy on the mound?
Yeah. I'm the mindset and just sports psychology in general is something that I take, pride in, and it's something I study. And it's actually something that we had Russell Wilson tell us in a Zoom meeting this summer, but it's just the ability to not let things that you can't control affect you. Once you release that ball out of your hand, it's out of your control. So whatever happens, and it's on to the next pitch. And that's something that I've been kind of trying to work on each and every day.
We asked Pete about this, I guess, on Wednesday, but what is it like between y'all, you, Ty, Colby pitching the way he's pitching, Pete, what's that? Is there a lot of competition between the four of you? What's that kind of relationship like between all of y'all?
Yeah, I mean, it's a healthy competition. We all want to see if we can one-up each other, but all in the right ways. Like we expect Ty to do what Ty can do. We expect Koo what he can do, and Pete's been throwing it well too. And so it's really encouraging for the starters to see how far we can go.
Thanks for the time, Tristan.
Appreciate you.
All right. We got you. We'll get us started with an opening statement.
Well, I just think that anybody that understands this game should have expected a close game. Abilene Christian got humiliated yesterday, and we've all been there. And so they could have responded by laying down, or they could come back and play a clean slate, play a game, and give it their best. And I thought Cervantes did a great job of hit him with the fastball away and then just miss him with the fastball away and hit him with the breaking ball. And so you got to tip your hat to him. He did a nice job. They made all the routine plays, and you know, we were fortunate to win the game.
Jeff, you're up.
David, Tristan was just talking about, I guess, the mindset of this team getting to where no matter the situation, or I guess winning games in multiple ways and finding different ways to win games. How does it make you feel as a coach when your guys kind of embrace that no matter the situation, they feel like they're never out of it?
I think kids can come in and say stuff like that, and it be a little bit of what you would like to hear them say, but I truly believe that this team is that. I mean, they have a big blowout win last night. They're in a tough one, and down 1-0 most of the game, and then just chipped away, and we still really got very little offense, but we got enough to win the game, and that says a lot about our team. You can look at multiple ways to win the game. Defense and pitching dominated today. We had to make a great play to prevent them from potentially tying the ball game, and we did it. And so, the no panic mentality is fun. This is a very loose team as well, from young players like Mitch Daly, who gave himself up on a hit and run that put Trey in scoring position to allow Zach to get the RBI. That's a kid that had 2 hits in front of that. So, I just like the unselfish play. I thought on a given day, Cam Williams has 3 home runs. I mean, he crushed the ball. Trey gets 1 out of the park. They probably hit 2 though, but it's just one of those games, and it's baseball. That's what makes the game so beautiful, is because you cannot predict it. And so you have to show up every single day and put your work in and enjoy the competition.
Danny, go ahead.
David, we talked about Tristan's consistency after his start last week, and I have him down for 87 straight batters without issuing a walk. I'm kind of wondering, have you seen a run like that of just that much control and just being that efficient on the mound?
I don't know if I've seen a run. I didn't realize it was 87 hitters, but I don't think I've ever seen that type of a run. But I do know that he has a ton of confidence in commanding his pitches, and he's going to make a mistake here and there. He made one early in the game on how do you say the kid's name? Tatru. He's good. I mean, he's locked in on the fastball, and so we've got to get him out tomorrow. But I enjoy watching him pitch, because that's what he truly does. Is he'll throw the changeup down the way, he'll throw the sinker, he'll run the cutter back in. He gives you a different look than Ty, and I like the way he follows Ty in that situation.
You've talked a lot recently about the unselfish nature of your players. Is that something that's been that noticeable this year? Like, I don't know if you want to stack up selfishness among former teams, but is that something that's you can really notice with this group?
It is, but I don't think that, that you could have said that after 10 ball games as much as you would want to say that. But when you see results and they see how we have a deep lineup and we can pass we can take the free pass and then put a little more pressure on the pitching and defense with the next guy without trying to do too much. And I think that's kind of the key, is just not trying to be the hero. Just go have a good at bat. Just go do your job and play defense. Just go do your job and block the ball. Cy, DJ, they kind of get, unnoticed, but they're doing a hell of a job of just doing, playing catch, doing a great job of, helping the pitchers, but also on some tough blocks, on some tough pitches, stealing pitches for them. And then just the overall defense, the entire attitude of defense is, it's fun to watch. And it takes work. It's not something that's just happened. Our guys were in the cage at 10 o'clock this morning. taking reps. So they're putting their time in, and I think they put the time in because they've seen the results, and then they like being at the park. You know, they really do, and it's very rewarding as a coach.
Dustin, you're up.
David, it wasn't that long ago, Tristan was in that kind of fireman role, and that was, he'd come in for an inning, and that was basically it. Sometimes he wouldn't even come out for that next inning. What's allowed him to become a guy that went from that to somebody that's efficiently cruising through 7 innings without really breaking a sweat?
Oh, he's a strike thrower. And Sean and I talked about it in the fall, and we weren't really ready to put him in that Saturday or Sunday role because of his dominance or his ability to be good in those situations when stuff's hitting the fan. And he just kept throwing strikes and throwing 5 innings in squad and 65 pitches, 70 pitches. And it's like, we've got to take a look at it. And it was our job to start piecing that position, that fireman, as you put it, start piecing that together to find that guy. And, I think Tanner's doing a nice job in that role. I think Cole can fill that. Lucas is making some strides in some matchups. So it's just been awesome to go out Friday night and know you have a great chance to win, and then feel like on Saturday there's not a letdown. It's a different approach, but there's not a letdown. It's nice going into series.